How you guys doing this afternoon already then? So we are back. I told you that I would do another stream tonight, and as promised, we are back with the Danganranpa waifus ranked. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this list took a little bit longer to put together than I thought because it was still a little bit harder to place people than I thought. But we did it, and now we are going to jump straight into the list because, oh, never mind. I was gonna say I have a bad tendency to ramble before I do this, but I did want to throw out honorable mentions, aka like people that are not qualified for the list. First up, my boy Chihiro Fujisaki. Sorry, bro. We'll catch you on the boys list, but you don't belong here. Secondly, is a combination of Kotoko Utsugi and Monika Toa, because I'm not Haji Toa. So, fuck you, they're not going on the list. Other than that, any girl that is part of the, at least, Danganronpa Ultimate Summer Camp is like, you know, good to go. So without further ado, here we go, jumping straight into the list. At the bottom, and I do not have numbers for these because I did not have time to put the numbers on. I wanted to make sure I had time to do this before midnight. Is Monofani, or Monofani, however you say that, because she's barely qualified. Moving on, we have Usumi, because she's beneath the others. Okay, we'll get into the actual list now. Alright, so going at the very bottom of the list is Hayoko Seonji, and that is a combination of, because I'm not Haji Toa, and she looks like a little girl, not because she is, otherwise she would have not been included, and because she acts like a little girl. But again, it is worth noting that she is the same age as all the other girls on the list, if not maybe a little bit younger by a year. But she still counts enough to where she can make the list, and she bottoms it. Moving on to Himiko Yumino. All I can say about this one is meow. Moving on, Sumigi Shirogane. Cute, but too much crazy to deal with. Honestly, if it would have just been a very plain character without the you know, whole mastermind twist at the end, she probably would have been higher up on the list. But given how, you know, that went down, she's lucky she didn't end up under Himiko. It's just Himiko also kind of looks like a child, which is a bit of a turnoff. And also it's a little weird that is she like a cat that got turned into a person? I don't know. This is the world of Danganronpa. The world may never know. So, yeah, Sumigi is right down there towards the bottom. Anyways, moving on, one up, we have Tenko Chabashira, simply because I'm a degenerate male. Moving on, we have Peko Pekoyama, because rejection. Yeah, that hit me hard. Moving on to Mahiro Koizumi, aka Wendy from Wendy's. Joking. Joke's already been done before. Don't let me claim that as an original. But that aside, Mahiro is simply this low on the list because she doesn't have a whole lot of character development. She's a bit bland, and her appearance doesn't strike out as particularly engaging either. So overall, she's just kind of an average girl, which is funny. That is what, you know, Komaru Naegi is supposed to be, but Komaru is a little bit more, I don't know, funny, engaging. So yeah, Mahiru is just lower. Moving on to 1-Up, and you guys might not agree with this one, but Chiaki Nanami is right here, and the reason that Chiaki Nanami is right here is basically the same reason. She doesn't have a whole lot of character development to make her interesting. The fact that she's a gamer is very interesting and engaging, but I have also learned that dating a gamer is dangerous grounds, because it's hard to keep up with it sometimes, and this is coming from the perspective of a gamer, so keep that in mind. Moving on to the next one, we have Sakura Ogami, which Sakura Ogami, you know, despite her looks, has a great personality. I love her. I love her voice. I love her, you know, determination, her will, her, like, dedication to friends. This character just hits on all the right marks. The only reason that she is not higher is, like, I don't want to die gruesomely because she accidentally crushed me. So yeah, Sakura Ogami, people. Moving on to the next one on our list, we have Toko Fukawa. I refer you to my previous answer on the don't want to die gruesomely. Yeah, but on the flip side of that, we're both writers, so we do have that in common. However, I do want to mention that most writers actually combat each other more than actually, like, agree and get along. It's a competitive field, people. Anyways, moving on, we have Angie Inaga, because Atua wants what? I don't want to die. Moving on to Celestia Ludenberg, we have her here simply because she would have been much higher. Love the design. She's very, very cute. It's only that she's here because of what happened with her trial. The insistence on, like, the money and all that. It just, people like that just don't sit well. Plus, I'm not a vampire. I can't meet those standards. Moving on, we have Junko Enoshima. Very, very sexy, but also don't want to, well, okay, maybe for Junko. Moving on, we have Miyu. Sexy, funny, engaging, beautiful, but way too crazy, man. Moving on, we have Komaru Naegi. Again, a little bit of a bland character, but the design was actually enough to keep me just a little bit more engaged. And it was only because they tried so hard to make her look normal, I think. And it's also, her voice actor is very, very cute. And the relationship with Toko, there's just a lot of things that bring it to where she's actually able to make it this high on the list. Moving on, we have Sayaka Mizuno, total sweetheart, and I love the whole, like, you know, because I'm an Esper thing, but she gives me trust issues, man. The way she did Makoto was just wow. We're also gonna move on to Mikuru Ikusaba, who more or less probably shouldn't have gotten such a high ranking, but guess what? Makuro also had a little spin-off series with the What If, and because of that, she got to make it this high on the list. Also, I love the personality of not Junko, Makuro with the body of Junko. because then you don't have to sacrifice the sexiness for the person. Anyways, we're gonna move on to Kaede Akamatsu. Total sweetheart. How can you not love this girl? That's enough said on that one. We're gonna move on to Maki Harukawa. Now, honestly, if you took your forger and fused her with Kyoko Kirigiri, you would have Maki, and I love it. I love it to death. Speaking of Kyoko, she's the next one on the list. I love a good mystery, and I love a good mystery woman even more. We're going to move on to Aoi Asahina next. Aoi Asahina was like my first Danganranpa crush. I'm not gonna lie. You know, watching the Danganranpa animation and then playing through the Happy Trigger Havoc, it was just, I had a huge crush on her. I thought she was very cute, and her bubbly personality is right up my alley. I ate it up. Moving on to the next one, we have Hiroko Hagakure, because MILF. Am I ashamed? No. Moving on, we have Akane Owari. Would have made it higher on the list if not for the constant need to feed. I'm an eater myself. I love to eat. But dang girl, don't eat my arm. Moving on, we have Sonia Nevermind. The epiphany of cute blondes. Moving on to the next one, we have Mikan Sumiki, the kind of girl that you just want to pull in, give a hug, and let know that she's safe, loved, and welcome. Moving on to the next one, we have Kirumi Tojo, which, what can I say? I got a maid complex. I can't hide it. And finally, we got the final, Ibuki Miyota. Love this character. She is by far, if not like my favorite Danganronpa character, period, she is definitely my favorite Danganronpa female. Love the personality. You know, just love the way that she, you know, is always full of energy. And most importantly, the reason she tops off my waifu list is she's the kind of girl I need in my life. You know, I've always been kind of bad at the fact that I'm not, very, like, outgoing, stuff like that. So, a girl like Ibuki would probably do me some good, you know, help fill my life with a little bit of fun and enjoyment. Maybe not the best choice for, you know, Women's Day. Probably could have done something a little bit more female sensitive than a waifu list, which is basically made on male urges. But hey, I did something for Females Day. And I'm going to try to do something like this for like special days, like holidays, my birthday, International Female Day, you know, whatever. Just, you know, do a list. See what happens. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you liked it. If your favorite character wasn't where you think that they should have been, keep in mind that this is 100% opinion based. This is like A-Bomb's opinion. I rank these characters purely on like my own preferences. So if you have a character that you liked a little bit more, then, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just my taste is this. Yeah, that'll be it. This will probably be my final stream for the night. It's about to be over anyways. So, I'm A-Bomb Clark. Hasta la pasta. See you later. And I will see you on the next one. Hopefully I can do a stream some other time. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, goodbye.